My name is Aissatou, and as you mentioned, I'm a third-year student at U of T Scarborough. So how I got here, I'm actually an international student. I came to Canada for university, and I chose my specific field because I was always interested in the intersection between data, analytics, and finance. And coming into university, I didn't have a career path in mind. I just came in wanting to do stuff that were related to the academia side of things and just data in general. So how I actually got to get all these opportunities and work and internships, etc., was to join in clubs. So I made a decision first year that I was going to join like 3 different clubs, one in tech, one in business, and another one in computer science stats. And that's how I got to experience firsthand how people work in those fields, like professionals through office tours, networking event, and just talking to them in general. And that really opened my eyes as to what I wanted to do in the future. So starting second year, I decided that I wanted to go into fields that are related to finance and tech, and I'm just continuing on with that journey. I would say for me, similar to the first answer, it would be like lack of representation to some extent. So I realized when I came that in the professional world here, it's very important to have a network. And when you network with people, the first instinct is to go after people who look like you have similar backgrounds. And in certain fields, especially for me in capital markets or investment banking, that was really scarce. Like there was basically no one that I could relate to on the first basis. Maybe at my internships, when I actually got to there, maybe we were like 4 people who worked across capital markets and investment banking who were Black and identifying as Black people. So it was really hard at first to connect with individuals on another level. Like people in my internship co-op had more, let's say, ease to walk up to people and talk to them because they had maybe similar experiences or just had more things maybe in common to talk about. So that was maybe a barrier in terms of networking even in the office at some point. But then, as you mentioned first, it's always about knowing that you belong there. Like you got through those interviews, you had the same technicals as them, you have your degree or you're pursuing your degree such as them. So you know that you belong there and you just have to kind of force yourself to be more out there and actually engage with people on a deeper level and really try harder to make those connections. And you just have to, I guess, accept at some point that you will have to try harder to really like connect with others and get those opportunities. So I'm still in university, right? And the first thing that I mentioned was I didn't really know what I wanted to go into. So I was very curious the first years and trying to explore. And when I actually did my first internship, it was exploring stage. So it's weird to say that I did capital markets and investment banking while I was exploring, but as you mentioned also, when you just put your mind into one thing, you'll actually do it. And I just wanted to test it out and just see how it goes. I don't know if I'll actually return to that area, but as for now, I'm actually more leaning towards fintech, the intersection between finance and tech. And how I knew that that was the path for me, it was actually through it was 2 things. So first off, some classes that I took this year, which were more like data analytics centered-ish and also finance centered. So because I'm doing a dual degree, there's the stats, computer science part and the finance part. So that really made me realize, oh, that's an interesting field. I like the coding aspect of it. I like how markets like interconnect, etc. But then I also joined the club as a mentor for women in computer science, math and stats, and just engaging with professionals in those fields and just talking to them, doing case competitions in tech-related fields, made me realize that that was the path for me. So I'm actually going to try and pursue that now.
Oh, sorry, I gotta stop doing that. It's just a habit.
I guess I'll talk about my internship because being a uni student is being a uni student. So internship-wise, the last one I did was investment banking. So it's every day at the office, sometimes weekends too, mostly weekends too actually. And so you get in the office at around 8:30, and depending on what's going on with the firm, for example, if we're working on live deals, like company A says they want to acquire company B, so they come to us, and that's what we call a live deal. So that's mostly the busy as you would get. You'll be working on slide decks across the team. So how the floor is sectioned, so I was on M&A, mergers and acquisitions. We also had consumer retail team, tech team, equity capital markets, etc. So M&A was really for M&A, mergers and acquisitions. So you would just work a lot on slide deck building as an intern. It would be mostly your analyst or associate coming to you and be like, oh, can you help me on this? Can you help me on that? And then you do a slide deck, you get it to them. They give you comments, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. They can give you like maybe 15 version of the same slide, not even like the whole deck thing, but like one page. And then you will have to work a lot of Excels, doing a lot of work analysis, some finance stuff that are really out there. And your day just keeps rolling like that. You would get called into meetings, not with clients, of course. Even the analysts, they don't actually get to talk to the clients, but as interns, you get called in meetings with your analyst and who's staffing you, just knowing what you have to do next, if you have to be available, etc. You also get a work phone as an intern too, which I didn't know going in. So you can get called in from any time between 8 a.m. to 1 a.m. and you actually have to be like respondent and do the work. So mostly I would leave the office around 11:30 p.m. Most days, yeah, it was around 11:30 p.m. and then you have to be like active till 1 a.m. at least. So if they tell you we need something by 9 a.m. at 1 a.m., you have to get it done by 9 a.m. before you come into the office. So that was mostly that for the 4 months. So you just go around the clock, and sometimes on weekend too, you have to come into the office because some of the software, such as Bloomberg, are only available there. So you would come in, but not for the full day, maybe for like 5 hours max stop, and then that just kept going and more work, yeah.
Thank you. Could you actually describe what it is like being a uni student in your program? Like, do you have class every day? Do you go to like a lab or?
Yes, so we get to make our schedule as uni student. Like you get to pick the classes you want to take. They will give you like a pool of classes you can choose from. Some are mandatory, you have to do that one module, but then you can choose from an area of like maybe 5 to 10 classes, and then you pick 3 to do. So typically I take, let's say, 5 to 6 classes a semester. Last semester I had class every single day. Mostly it was around, my earliest was 9 a.m. and my latest class was ended at 5. My coursework is divided between the stats part, so linear regression, but also math. I'm doing multivariable calc too, because it's like really mathy, quanti, finance-ish. And then for the management part, because it's a dual degree, I'm doing like investment portfolio class, and then another like derivatives market, and another like analytics class. And it's really, at university, you can choose to attend or not your classes, and it depends on your way of learning. So you can go to lecture, follow, take your notes, be there and actively recall whatsoever. Some people choose not to, depending on how they process information. And then after that, it's a lot of like working. At U of T especially, they're known for making you work a lot, let's say outside of the classroom. So it's a lot of like going to the library, doing assignments, group projects, etc. And then after that, it's like club work. So I'm part of 3 clubs, mainly planning events, talking with professionals to get them to come to the events, attending events, going on networking, coffee chats, etc.
Oh, I did it again. Sorry.
So one thing that I did, I guess, before starting university was also YouTube. I was watching like day in the life of, and day in the life of anything and everything. Basically, day in the life of a uni student, day in the life of a consultant, day in the life of a lawyer. And just to get in the fields of maybe not whatever they do that's on the technical side or more like that needs the degree, but just like as a human being, how they engage with their work, how they engage with like their uni stuff, etc. And just like if they come into the office at 8 or leave at 9, that was something that I was, that we need to consider too, because we're human. So you need to know if you're willing to like be at the office way more or way less, work from home, work not from home, and just see how people, they engage with their work, if they talk a lot during the day or if they stare at their screens a lot. And just that really helped me put into perspective like different aspects of careers and uni.